so don't stop.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Laubach. Thank you for joining me. In this video, we're going to go over political parties. So political parties are a group of like-minded people that try to control the government by winning elections to office. This definition of a political party is broad enough to cover any political party in the world pretty much. The Democratic and Republican parties are more election-oriented than they are issue-oriented. In other words, they try to win elections and will oftentimes be flexible with their stance on issues depending on what would help them to win the election. So again, very important to keep in mind that the Democrats and Republicans try to appeal to a very broad base and oftentimes focus more on winning elections as opposed to the importance of specific issues. We can better understand political parties if we understand that political parties in the U.S. are organizations made up of three basic parts. The first part is the party organization, or the people that are not elected but actually work for the political party. This element of the party includes leaders and its other activists and many people that are known as hangers-on, those that give their time, money, and skill to the party. In short, they are the professionals who run the party at the national, state, and local levels. The second part of a political party is the party in government, or the elected officials and their staffers. This component includes the thousands of people that are elected officials that actually hold the office, and then there are thousands of staffers that oftentimes get their positions through the political party that they work for or support. And remember, there are three levels of government in the United States under federalism, and there are many elected officials at those various levels. The third part of the political parties is the party in the electorate, and that is the voters, simply put. These are the millions of people that vote. They call themselves Democrats or Republicans. They oftentimes will support their political party through thick and thin. Basically, all of the voters in the United States are part of the electorate of either the Democrat or the Republican Party or one of the other political parties. So what do political parties do? They nominate and recruit candidates. The major function of a political party is to nominate or name candidates for public office, and then the party then helps these nominees to win election. The better candidates a political party can recruit and nominate, the more success they will have in the political sphere in reaching their goal of controlling as much of the government as they can through elections. Political parties also inform and activate supporters. They use social media, websites, get out the vote drives, to mention a few. They will oftentimes try to galvanize supporters around certain issues and important candidates. They will also use pamphlets, signs, buttons, and stickers, advertisements in the newspapers and magazines. They will get airtime on the radio. They will use oftentimes a very robust website on the internet. They even resort to text messages that they will send reminders to voters about voting information and information about their candidate. Of course, there are also speeches and rallies. A great example of informing and activating supporters would be the nominating conventions, which are oftentimes covered extensively by the media. They also govern. So once they are in office, it is time to govern. Once a candidate wins an election and is sworn in, they obviously need to govern. When you govern, you often work closely with your political party in a very partisanship way. Many of the staff and appointments by elected officials are done through their political party. So as an example, as President-elect Biden is getting ready to enter office, many of the positions, the thousands of positions that he needs to fill, are being filled with the help of the Democratic Party. Political parties also serve a watchdog function, meaning that they watchdog not only themselves, but the opposing party. Political parties oftentimes serve as a loyal opposition, meaning that they are always providing an opposing viewpoint or alternative to the party that is in power. Conversely, political parties also monitor themselves to make sure that elected officials are holding up their promises, not only to the political party, but to the people that elected them and the public in general. And they oftentimes make sure that they or the opposing party is behaving in an ethical way. Keep in mind that political parties throughout history have played a more practical and day-to-day role than they do now. Political parties are not as important as they used to be. They used to often serve as a major welfare organization for Americans. They regularly would help newly arriving immigrants and the poor to obtain food, housing, and help them to find jobs. This was often done for a twofold reason historically, not only to shore up their votes, but also to legitimately help people. You might remember political parties for fulfilling these roles, these types of roles in your U.S. history classes, as they were oftentimes referred to as the political party machine. In the United States, political parties are decentralized. Now, what exactly does that mean? Neither party has a well-defined chain of command. For many reasons, political parties are fragmented and oftentimes plagued with internal factions and squabbling. There is no chain of command from the national to the state to the local levels. Each state's political party is at least a little bit unique from other states. This goes for the local level as well. The political parties strive for uniformity, but this is just not possible, as unique needs exist everywhere in the United States for its party members. The party of the president in power is usually more solidly united and better organized than the opposing party. The president is automatically a political party's leader and asserts their leadership with such tools as regular access to the media, their personality, the power to make appointments to federal office, and the ability to dispense favors within the party. The party that does not have the president has nothing even faintly comparable to this power. There is seldom any one person that can be called the leader of the political party that does not have the presidency. Federalism is a major reason for the decentralized nature of the two major political parties in the United States. Throughout the U.S., our federal system has over 500,000 elected officials throughout the country. The simplest way to think of this is that in the same way our governmental system is highly decentralized, so are the major political parties. In other words, the Republican Party in Idaho may have very different needs and views than, say, the Republican Party in Massachusetts in order to suit their members' needs. This can also be said for the Democratic Party.